Hey ladies, it's Sydney here, um, reinforcing the fundamentals of hair care. It's your hairy godmother here, reporting and tuning in live. So I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about my hair. I'm trying to be more intentional about going back to including y'all more in my hair journey like I used to. If you've been following me from the early days, then you know I used to always include y'all in my hair journey. So this camera is really not the best camera because this is my webcam. And y'all are not going to be able to see everything. But I kind of wanted to talk to you all about what's going on with my hair and what my plan is moving forward. So, in February of 2022, I decided to give it another go round and get my hair relaxed, okay, from someone other than myself. And I was in need of a corrective relaxer. So I went ahead and, as scary as it was, took the plunge and took the chance in someone else's chair. I told the lady, I don't need you to apply the, sorry y'all, it's late. I don't need for you to apply this relaxer all over. I need for you to just touch up my roots and hit them areas, right? She didn't end up listening. You know, as soon as she starts my hair, she's automatically applying relaxer to my entire hair shaft as though it's a virgin relaxer. And y'all, I'm gonna just tell you right now, as a hairstylist, I am a hairstylist, y'all, but at the end of the day, I'm for y'all. I'm for the people. I care about hairstyles. I care, I try to be for everybody, but at the end of the day, when it comes to y'all spending y'all's money, especially a lot of y'all are DIY, a lot of y'all take care of your own hair. So, it's very disheartening when you go to a salon and they ruin your results. If you have any convictions about a stylist's process, do not hesitate to leave about her chair. I don't care if her feelings are hurt. I don't care if she loses money that day. If you feel like it is not going to work out for you or it's going to be damaging to your hair, I'm giving you permission to leave because I should have left about her chair. If I left out her chair, my hair wouldn't be here today. And at the end of the day, my hair is my brand. I get so much attention for my hair. I have gained so much business for my hair. So I shouldn't have allowed this lady to do this. God works everything out and everything's for a specific purpose. My product line is launching. I'm revamping the Growentine challenge. So I know I just chalked it up to, okay, maybe this is so I can once again go through this process with y'all. I've accepted it. It is what it is. But I'm letting y'all know, if you are ever in a stylist chair and you don't like something, you don't like how it's being detangled, whatever, it's okay to go ahead and part ways. It's just business. Now, if you do that, go ahead and just pay something for the lost time, but go ahead and make that decision because my hair is ate up. I've actually never seen my hair this damaged before, honestly. And if I didn't know what I was doing, it would have been worse than now. But I've been managing the best I can. But you can just see just how the splits are. It's just split in just these random places. Like you notice how it's split in. You can see it. You can see it. Edges ate up. Hair, just itty bitty little hairs, just. Now, once again, for y'all, a lot of y'all may be real. A lot of y'all hair ain't even looking like this. So, I don't want to hear y'all in the comments. Oh, it don't look too bad. I understand that your hair, my hair was glorious, child. It is bad, okay? It's bad. It might look decent compared to some people's hair, but it's bad. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I don't want to hear that. And, oh, it's not that bad. It's terrible. My hair was much longer than this. I cut it. So, for me to have cut my hair and it's just eating it up. It's eating my hair up. Look how thin it is compared to here. And see, this is why I always tell y'all. Y'all wondering, oh, why did you cut your hair? When you have damage to this extent, nip it in the bud right away. Because the longer you sit there and leave them ends on, it starts to just eat the rest of your hair up and eat it up and eat it up. You see that? To the point it'll be all the way up here split. if I let this keep going. And I tried to leave my hair out, but I have no other choice but to start protective styling, because if I don't start protective styling, it's gonna be a problem. Okay, this is when y'all sit up and you wonder why you get this hair that looks like this, like where it gets thin and it just gets thinner and thinner, because you sit there and you leave that hair on there like that. That's why the smartest thing you can do is cut it off. So I'm gonna show y'all my edges maybe 2 or 3 weeks after they was ate up. I decided to cut my edges off. And I cut my edges. I cut them a few weeks ago and then I just cut them again tonight. Because y'all, I'm not finna sit here and be stunted. Some of y'all edges have been short for years because they're broke and y'all won't cut them, and the hair just keeps breaking off. So this is why we want to cut the damaged hair off immediately. My hair was so beautiful before. And you know, this is a lesson in complaining. I'm sitting here looking back at my hair, how thick it was and luscious and full. But I just had to get those other areas corrected from when that other stylist did it. And you know, ladies, I'm just at the point where I have just decided, like I said, until I open my salon and I have people trained on my technique, I just can't allow anybody else in my hair, because my hair is my brand, number one. Number two, I worked so hard to get to this point. And number three, I'm damn sure not about to be paying for nobody to mess my hair up when I could really just do it myself. So, needless to say, I ain't going back to no hairstylist. I just can't do it. I don't deserve this. I treat my clients' hair well enough to where I should have enough good hair karma to where I should not be going through this. This is after I cut it a few months ago. My hair grows very beautifully, very well, very thick, very full. You know, I miss my ponytails. My hair is beautiful. And it's just crazy because now the summer is coming up and I'm not even going to be able to have my hair out because of these stylists that I want to say mean things about, but I'm not going to. This was after I cut my hair in the fall. So my hair was beautiful, and my hair still is beautiful. You know, I'm gonna speak life into my hair. My hair was thick, it was full. You know, let me even go back to even last year. My hair was so long, it was like armpit length. I didn't even realize how long my hair was. Now this is after I had just cut it. So as you can see, it grew quite some time. This is when I cut it in December 1st. So the last videos I showed you were like February. So as you can see, my hair grew very fast. It was looking really good. Really pretty. And this is when I was touching my hair. I did let somebody else relax at that time. She didn't do terrible. This was, oh, I'm happy I found this picture. So this was the texture of my relaxed hair before. It was super thick, and honestly, it got on my nerves. But I would literally trade that thick hair for this bullshit that I have now. And I hate to speak about my hair like that. My hair, you know, it is what it is, but I'm just gonna keep it honest with y'all. That's how I feel. So understand, when I come up with the solutions for y'all, when I do what I do it because y'all, I have been in your place. I too just, you know, hair takes a lot of work. I understand we got so many things to do in life. Who wants to come home from a long week? And some of y'all got daughters and stuff. I get it. But sometimes we gotta pay to have nice things, okay? My hair every day. Itty bitty pieces, itty bitty little pieces. It just everywhere, just crumbly, crumbly, crumbly. So I was gonna go and get a relaxer touch up tomorrow. I'm gonna have to cancel that. I really wanted it. I really, you know, but at the end of the day, I can't afford to take any more chances with my hair. So I'm gonna have to do what I was not necessarily wanting to do, because, you know, I like to wear my hair free. I like to wear it out. I'm gonna have to take the Growentine challenge. And I know y'all are like, what do you mean what you don't have to do? The Growentine challenge is a mainly protective style based challenge because there's one of the regimens that's a straight hair regimen, but for the most part, the Growentine challenge is I'm not even gonna sit there and rub that. That's just too much friction on my edges. For the most part, the Growentine challenge is protective styling based. There's one straight hair regimen, which is after you complete most of the challenge, but it's protective style based. And I just don't like protective styling. I like to wear my hair loose. But for right now, if I want to salvage my hair and if I want to avoid having to do a big chop, I'm going to have to put my hair up for a little bit. So eventually in a few weeks, next couple of months, as I relaunch my hair extensions line, and what I just put on there was the scalp elixir, the scalp perfector from my line Zara Cosmetics to keep it soft and, keep my edges nourished. I am going to have to, until I get my extensions line launched, and then I'll do sew-ins and stuff, I'm going to have to just take the Growentine challenge because I cannot afford for my hair to break off anymore. So that's why when I came on the video, I had the 2 plaits. That's one of the, styles included. And, I don't really want to walk around with my edges looking like this. I don't want to look raggedy. But sometimes you got to make sacrifices in order to get to where you're going. So do you think I want to be seen with my edges like this? Absolutely not. But it just is what it is. I'd rather have cut my edges off than my edges be staying the same length for the next 3 years. See, a lot of y'all wonder why your nape won't grow. A lot of y'all wonder why certain parts of your hair just never grow. Certain parts of your hair, like your edges and your nape, those are spots where they tend to see a lot of friction. They tend to get a lot of friction placed on them. And what happens is when they're constantly exposed to that friction and they're broken and dry, it just continues to chafe and rub them off. So that's why the best thing for me was to cut them off and let them grow out, because if I was to get a relaxer today, and I was going to say even if I got a relaxer today, I wouldn't have got my edges relaxed because they would have just never grew. So my plan of action for my hair right now, I am probably going to stretch my relaxer for about 6 months. So I'm already 2 months in. That relaxer was in February. I'm already 2 months in, and as of literally 2 days ago. So I have 4 more months to go. That is May to June, June to July, July to August. That's what I was thinking about, August. So that means I'm going to probably protective style throughout the entire summer. And then at that point, what I am going to do is relax my hair. Either I'm going to do it myself or who knows. At that point, I'm going to go ahead and relax my hair. I'm going to try to get some trims in between. And that's what I'm going to do, because at that point in 6 months, my hair would have grown about 3-ish inches. And then we'll be good. And then by the end of the year, that's August, September, October, November, December. That's almost 6 more months. Wait, hold on. That don't make sense. Hold on. Okay, so February to March, March to April, April to May, May to June, June to July, July to August, okay? So then we got August, September, October, November, December. That's how I do my count. Right, it'll be 4. So at that point, by the end of this year, I'll probably have grown about 5 inches of new hair. So that's probably like right here. And then literally just for me to get back to where I'm at now, it would literally take me like a whole year and a half. So essentially, y'all, I'm looking at protective styling for the next year. That doesn't mean I'm not going to let my hair breathe in between, but instead of my regimen used to be mostly wearing my hair out in a protective style on occasion. I'm going to have to switch that to mostly protective style and wear my hair out on occasion because my hair is in such a fragile state. And because I don't want my new growth to be affected, I'm going to have to do some heavy protective styling. It's okay. I've cut the loss. It is what it is. I believe this is for a higher good. And that is how you kind of go about determining what to do with your hair when. You see, I already had a game plan. I understand my ends are the most fragile part of my hair, and in order for me to have beautiful hair, I gotta baby them like a mug. Now that my ends have literally been destroyed to the point of no return, when I had that first relaxer, my hair was mostly under processed. It had some over processed areas too, but it was mostly under processed. And it was a virgin relaxer. And my hair was so healthy before I got it done that it wasn't a big deal. My hair, when she put that relaxer on this time, was already relaxed. So my hair was already compromised, and now you putting more relaxer on it. So now it's done. It's fried and dyed and laid to the side. So what I have to do is salvage my ends. I have to keep them from breaking even more. Those ends are done. I have to transition those ends off. I don't want to go back natural, but I am going to give myself a long stretch so that by the time I do get it relaxed, there's not much. It's going to be very easy to see the line of demarcation from the old hair and the new hair. And the way I'm going to avoid it being under processed is I'm going to go with my hair air dried so you can see the difference in the textures. But at that point, this hair, I'll be, soften it, just different things so that it won't overlap and then just be this continuous cycle of a mess. You see what I'm saying? So this is essentially the information I teach y'all in Growentine. What makes a solid hair regimen? I provide for y'all a regimen that corresponds with each of the steps that make a solid regimen. So even though you're going through the 5 weeks in a certain sequence, you'll be able to choose the regimen you need based on where your hair is at moving forward. So for example, the week 1 regimen is for dry hair. The week 2 regimen, let me pull it up. It's super late, y'all, excuse me. But I was just like, let me do this for y'all so I can further explain it, because it's just like, it really shouldn't be this hard to get somebody to freaking do your hair properly. It really should not. So I've actually been working all day on the 2022 edition of the challenge too, so I'm just sleepy and I went to the gym. So week 1 is, it's mainly addressing what to do when your hair is excessively dry, right? That's the break-in phase. Number 2 is how to pamper your ends. So the first regimen teaches you what to do when your hair is excessively dry. The secondly, how to pamper your ends, if you're in a situation where you need to pamper them to the best of your ability. Third regimen, what to do, how to balance your scalp, how to create a healthy scalp. The fourth regimen, how to focus on, maintaining and nourishing your new growth. And number 5, or nurturing your new growth. Number 5 is your breakthrough phase. This is when you get to analyze your hair. You get to check your progress, really evaluate it, because it's mostly in a stretched state. And that's a silk press regimen, that final regimen. And moving forward, for example, you can just keep up with the regimen if you want in its sequence. Usually though, if you in a place where your hair is doing fine with number 5, you could keep up with number 5 as long as you want until something happens and then you like, okay, let me baby my ends. For example, you going to the beach. For example, this happening. For example, you working out. Okay, you can choose from each one of these regimens based on what you need. But the point is, I'm teaching you what to do so that as you face these different situations in your hair journey, you know how to respond accordingly. And that's what makes the Growentine challenge so different from these hair growth oils and all this corny stuff people selling you on the internet, is I'm giving you the system of how to care for hair. And how the information I'm giving you, you literally will be able to take care of your hair for the rest of your life. So that's the Growentine difference. And this is where I'm at. And it is what it is. We got different phases. And I'm going to put some of my scalp elixir from Azara Cosmetics. Super lightweight. You could put this on your hair too. But I also am coming out with the serum that will be releasing soon. But the scalp elixir, you can put it on your hair too. It's super lightweight, um, but not as lightweight as the serum that will be coming out. So um, this is what I've been up to. I'm sitting up here coming up with solutions for me, coming up with solutions for y'all because this is just a terrible feeling, and it hit different when you put in the work on your hair all them years. It hit different. And see, my hair, I'm gonna have to, it keep falling down. I put in so much work on this hair, y'all. But you know what? God is good. I know what to do. And yeah, I have to go back to the drawing board, but at least I'm equipped with knowing what I have to do so I don't have to big chopper do something crazy. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you enroll in the Growentine Challenge. The 2022 edition is dropping this week. If you are already a member of the private Facebook group where we go in and we share our journeys and we support each other over there, you will get free access to the newest edition. And there will be a flash sale on the new edition this week. So y'all stay tuned for that. Because all of y'all in the past who got on the Growentine wave early, y'all got it good because the price will never go low like that again. The lowest it's going to be is what I posted for the sale, and eventually it's probably going to go up from there because this challenge is life changing. It's saving so much time, it's saving so much energy, so much money, so much confusion. I mean, I'm having clients all the way in France going from shoulder length to armpit length to waist length, literally. So y'all have got to get into this challenge. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comments below. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. What other things do y'all need addressed here on the channel? Let me know, and I will talk to y'all in another video.